Hi everyone, welcome back to the channel. So today we are discussing about the preliminary examination. So one of the most common challenges that most people will have while attending the preliminary examination is how to deal with negative marks in the preliminary examination. Now, a lot of people think that negative marking is one of the detrimental factors that is preventing them from scoring good marks, and it's a big challenge. Even if I am answering a lot of questions, even if I'm getting a lot of questions right, because of negative marks I'm not able to reach to the right conclusion, etc. So personally I would tell you what my experience has been. So as a person, as an aspirant, I have been a very careful or diligent exam attender is what I would say, because I used to not take a lot of risks. For there are people who take a lot of risks, like they answer almost 100 questions also, but then it is very subjective, क्योंकि आपको क्या वर्क कर रहा है ये आपको समझना पड़ेगा और उस हिसाब से आपकी स्ट्रैटेजी चेंज करना भी पड़ेगा. So as it has been in my experience that I was able to get good marks with diligent way of attending the examination without taking extreme kind of risks, etc. That is what has really worked for me. तो मैं ये बोलती हूँ कि कैसे आप एक पेपर में आप ये डिसाइड कर पाए कि हाउ डू यू मैनेज टू like face when the question paper is given, when you are given with a brand new question paper, a different set of questions, how do you deal with it? So first of all, you have to divide the questions into easy, medium and hard category. So I have talked about this in the previous videos also. तो easy questions में first reading में ही mark करती थी और answer sheet में ही वो like in the OMR sheet also I used to mark. For the medium questions I used to give a circle, and for the questions where I should not be touching or I'm feeling it's very difficult, I would leave it blank in the first case. In the second round of answering the question paper, I would go to the medium level of questions. I will give a little more time to think, etc., and I'll answer most of them. Coming to the third level, when the third reading or the third iteration takes place, I will go to the questions which are of difficult nature. I'll give enough and more amount of time, because whatever time is left in the examination, that will be given to the hard questions, and I'll try my best to find out any link to eliminate or to find reach to the conclusion or the answer. That is how I dealt with the questions. So that is how you can also divide. Now in my experience what it has been that hard questions are about 15 to 20 in number, usually that is the scenario, not more than that. So if you're confused कि कैसे मैं समझ पाऊंगी कि ये hard question है कि नहीं, so if you're feeling a lot of questions are hard question, that may not be really true. Like it's usually in the range, there can be tougher papers also, but 20 to 25 will be the maximum. Otherwise every other question can be of an answerable nature only. So you have to identify those questions. Now people will tell you, like you will hear a lot of opinions also here, that you need to find out how many number of questions you will be answering in the final paper, etc. Like in my thought, how can you decide how many questions will you compulsorily answer without knowing the nature of the question paper, the nature of that year's examination, etc.? How can you pre-decide it? I don't believe so. So I was a person who used to decide how many questions I will answer in the exam hall itself. क्योंकि अगर पेपर इजी है तो मुझे ज़्यादा क्वेश्चन आंसर करना पड़ेगा, क्योंकि मुझे वो कट ऑफ तक पहुंचना है. और अगर मुझे लगता है कि वो क्वेश्चंस बहुत ही डिफ़िकल्ट है तो मैं बहुत ही कम क्वेश्चंस को आंसर करेंगा, क्योंकि that will be how it will be working in my favor, or that is how I'll be able to reduce a lot of negative marks also. So don't in my opinion, please don't preset the number of questions you will be answering. Yeah, you need to answer more than 50% questions in any case, but then going beyond that 50% should be a calculated risk taken on the basis of the difficulty of the examination of that particular year. Now also, you have to decide that for the medium and hard questions you need to give a lot more thought process into. You have to eliminate the options, you have to understand the wording of the questions more or so. Then don't rush into answering any of those questions. You are in no compulsion to answer the difficult questions, but if at all after thinking a while you are getting to some sort of a conclusion, please attend that. So don't feel fearful to answer once you have reached a conclusion. But if not able to reach a conclusion, please do accordingly as well. नाउ ये प्रीलिम्स में ये नेगेटिव मार्क्स की जो फियर है उसे हटाने के लिए आपको बहुत सारे मॉक टेस्ट अटेंड करना पड़ेगा, क्योंकि आप अटेंड करते ही पहचान पाओगे कि विच आर द एरियाज वेयर यू आर गेटिंग अ लॉट ऑफ नेगेटिव मार्क्स. मे बी you have used some sort of a logic, some sort of a strategy, some sort of a methodology to reach to the conclusion that this is the answer in a particular question. But if that is going wrong, or there is a pattern of your wrong answers, etc., you will identify only if you are attending a examination. So mock examination is an opportunity for you to make as many mistakes as possible, where you will be able to learn more also. So after attending the mock, please do assessments. Please work on the logic of your guesswork also, क्योंकि एग्ज़ाम अटेंड करने का इक्वली इम्पॉर्टेंट एक ये फैक्टर है कि आप ये असेस करते हो कि नहीं. यू हैव टू कीप असेसिंग, यू हैव टू अटेंड एंड give assessment a 50% value also. That is like then only it will be an 100% effort which will be fruitful for you. So please do that. Now also some people make very random mistakes, very easy mistakes also. For example, if the question is asking you for the incorrect statement, which of the above are incorrect statements, you will be choosing the correct statements. So these are the common mistakes that everybody makes. So wording of the questions should be clearly understood, whether they are asking for correct options or incorrect options. Now what, like, again I'll emphasize that I was a person who used to never count how many questions I'm answering. My effort was to get to the best of my conclusions in every question possible, and if I'm feeling that I'm not able to reach the conclusion, I'll leave it there. And then I never used to count my questions, and I used to always prefer the safer side, but then I took calculated risks is what I would say. क्योंकि आप एग्जाम्पल में देती हूँ कि 2023 वाला पेपर जो मैंने क्लियर किया था वो काफ़ी डिफ़िकल्ट थे. द पैटर्न इट सेल्फ वॉज कम्प्लीटली डिफरेंट. कोई एलिमिनेशन स्ट्रैटेजी भी यूज़ नहीं कर पाई. फिर भी मेरा ये कॉन्फिडेंस था कि अगर सबके लिए डिफ़िकल्ट है, अगर मैंने इतने प्रैक्टिस किया भी है, इतने मॉक्स अटेंड भी किए हैं, तो आई शुड बी एबल टू क्वालिफाई एट एनी कॉस्ट, इरिस्पेक्टिव ऑफ हाउ द पेपर इज, बिकॉज इट्स अ कॉम्पिटिटिव एग्जामिनेशन. आप कॉम्पिटिशन में आगे रहते हो तो आप क्वालिफाई कर ही जाओगे. तो दैट इज़ हाउ दैट हैज़ वर्क फॉर मी. इसके अलावा प्रीलिम्स के लिए एक चीज़ जो आपको हेल्पफुल हो सकते हैं यह है कि आप ग्रुप्स में डिस्कस करेंगे. तो for example, different people have different logics of reaching to a conclusion. When they are confused between two or three options, people will find different logics why they reach to a particular conclusions. So if you are knowing different perspectives of different ways of reaching to the conclusion, that'll really help you answer better. So you will be knowing only your strategy of reaching to the conclusion. When you compare it with another person, another friend, you will understand that there are other ways of reaching to the same conclusion, and there are certain logics which are working. So prelims ke liye, especially if you are able to discuss the previous year questions or the mock question papers in a peer group, it will be really helpful, is what I will feel. Be very selective in choosing the peer group, is what I would say. It shouldn't be a waste of time, but then if it's fruitful, it's really going to help you remember a lot more things. So again, I would request you all to not fear the negative marking in the examination too much. It's not there to like put you down. It's really going to help you like choose better, think wisely, and reach to careful conclusions. So fear will not help you in like gaining anything. And gradually, as you practice, as you progress, you will really be able to eliminate all the fears that you have with respect to negative marking, or how many questions to attend, and is it working for me, what are the logics which are working for me, etc. So I hope these tips and strategies are really helpful for you. I hope that your preparation is also going really, really well. Apart from this, if you have any queries, please let me know. I'll be happy to answer them. So that's all for today. So until the next video, it's a goodbye from me. Thank you so much.